Another trippy episode of Batman Beyond the Butterfly Effect. We start this one with a flashback to the early days of Ophelia's career, where we find out that she had this weird robot manager named Antonio that tried to push her to be more confident in her performance. A robot that I can't help but imagine with a heavy Brooklyn accent for some reason. He's gonna be important later. In the present, Matsumoto and Diva discuss how they're going to approach preventing Ophelia's supposed future attempt at suicide. For me, this episode was a Matsumoto episode. It heavily hints at Matsumoto having emotions, or at the very least, a growing attachment to Diva. And this is relevant because apparently people in this current era still doubt that AIs have emotions, which is crazy. Side note, Diva finally brings up Matsumoto's speech patterns just being difficult sometimes. Don't get me wrong, he's funny, and I wouldn't change it, but it's a pain sometimes. And I don't want to continue dunking on Matsumoto, but a lot of decisions he's made in this episode seem really dumb. Or at the very least, he has already proven himself to be smarter than the decisions he made in this episode. For example, while Diva wants to get to the root of Ophelia's problems to make her not want to kill herself, Matsumoto just wants to stop that single attempt at suicide, call mission accomplished, and deactivate to the next incident in his record of history, without consideration that she might try again. He didn't even consider that things might not be as they seem. Maybe it wasn't a suicide, maybe it was a murder, like the Space Hotel incident. That was a lot more complicated than how it was in the recorded history. Maybe it was even Toke again, since they were involved in every single incident so far. Maybe Kakitani killed her. He didn't, but it makes sense to consider it, since he's walking around all young and shit. Anyway, Diva eventually got tired of Matsumoto's shit and tried to talk to Ophelia again, but nothing seems especially off about her. Diva goes back to talk to Matsumoto, and the show tries to make a comparison between Vivy and Matsumoto's partnership with that of Ophelia and Antonio's. This arc is obviously being used at least partially to explore and progress Matsumoto's relationship to Diva. And that's cool, I'm here for it, as long as there's a payoff. Diva goes out on her own again and sees Kakitani again, but Matsumoto didn't see him through the surveillance cameras. At first I thought this was some kind of Joker Ford situation where Kakitani infected Diva with something so only she can see him, but Kakitani just put the cameras on. That's all it was. Another black star for Matsumoto this episode, for being tricked like that. Though it did trick me too, but I'm not an AI from the future tasked with saving humanity. Kakitani, finally learning from the past 60 years, incapacitates Diva early into his plan, whatever his plan is, and takes her away. Matsumoto, seeing all of this, rushes off, and I thought he was rushing to save her, but no. He was actually rushing to confront Ophelia on the roof, sticking to the mission, which I guess makes sense. He forms a new body with cubes, which I guess he has hiding all over the place, and assures Ophelia that he is here to help. But it's not Ophelia. It's Antonio inside her body. How long has he been there? I don't know. But it was pretty damn surprising. Through that whole reveal, my expression was exactly like Matsumoto's. This anime gets props for still being able to surprise me. I think this is the first 3-episode arc, unless there's more. I don't think so though. I think we still have one last time skip before we catch up to the future timeline. So, we've got Diva kidnapped, Matsumoto confronting Antonio. Let's see what happens.